Have you ever looked at someone in their 90s who's still sharp, energetic and living life to the fullest and wondered what their secret is? You know the type. They're still gardening, traveling, maybe even dancing at family weddings, while others their age are struggling with basic daily tasks. What if I told you there's actually one simple body sign that scientists have discovered can predict whether you're likely to join that remarkable group of vibrant 90-year-olds? I'm talking about something so simple you can check it right now, sitting exactly where you are. It's not about expensive tests, complicated medical procedures, or fancy equipment. This is something your body has been telling you all along, but most people over 60 completely ignore it or dismiss it as just another sign of getting older. The truth is, this one body sign is like a window into your future health. Researchers have been studying thousands of people for decades, following them from their 60s and 70s well into their 90s and beyond. What they found will absolutely surprise you. The people who live the longest, healthiest lives all share this one common physical trait that you can observe and even improve starting today. Now, before we dive into what this sign is, I want you to think about your own body for a moment. When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? When you walk up a flight of stairs, what happens? When you're sitting in a chair and need to stand up, how does that go? These everyday moments are actually giving you crucial information about your longevity potential. The body sign I'm talking about isn't your blood pressure, though that's important. It's not your cholesterol levels, though those matter too. It's not even your weight, although maintaining a healthy weight is certainly beneficial. This sign is something far more fundamental, something that affects every single thing you do throughout your day, yet most doctors don't even check for it during regular visits. Here's what's fascinating. This body sign starts changing in your 40s and 50s, but most people don't notice it until their 60s or 70s. By then, many think it's too late to do anything about it. But here's the good news that I want to share with you today. It's never too late to improve this crucial indicator of longevity, even if you're already in your 70s or 80s. The research comes from some of the most prestigious medical institutions in the world. They've followed people for 20, 30, even 40 years, tracking their health outcomes and quality of life. The results are crystal clear. People who maintain this one body sign in good condition are not just more likely to reach 90, they're more likely to reach 90 while still being independent, mentally sharp, and physically capable. So what is this mysterious body sign? It's your grip strength. Yes, you heard that right. How strong your handshake is could be the best predictor of whether you'll live a long, healthy life. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Really? My grip strength? That seems too simple, but let me explain why this makes perfect sense and why researchers call grip strength a biomarker of aging. Your grip strength isn't just about your hands. When you squeeze something tightly, you're using muscles in your hands, forearms, upper arms, shoulders, and even your core. Your grip strength is actually a reflection of your overall muscle mass and strength throughout your entire body. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, about 3 to 8% per decade after age 30, and this loss accelerates after 60. This process is called sarcopenia, and it's one of the biggest factors in how we age. Here's where it gets really interesting. People with strong grip strength in their 60s and 70s are significantly less likely to have heart attacks, strokes, or die from cardiovascular disease. They're less likely to develop diabetes. They have better cognitive function and lower rates of dementia. They maintain their independence longer and have fewer falls and fractures. A landmark study published in The Lancet followed over 140,000 people across 17 countries for 4 years. The results were stunning. For every 11-pound decrease in grip strength, there was a 17% higher risk of dying from any cause, a 7% higher risk of heart attack, and a 9% higher risk of stroke. The researchers concluded that grip strength was a better predictor of death and cardiovascular disease than blood pressure. But here's the part that really got my attention, and why I'm so excited to share this with you. Another study followed people for 25 years and found that those who maintained their grip strength were not just living longer, they were living better. They were more likely to be living independently at age 90, more likely to be cognitively sharp, and more likely to report high quality of life. So how do you check your grip strength? It's actually quite simple. The formal way is with a device called a dynamometer, which measures the force of your grip in pounds or kilograms. But you don't need fancy equipment to get a good sense of where you stand. Here's a simple test you can do right now. Try to open a new jar of pickles or jam without any assistance. Can you do it easily, or do you struggle and need to ask for help or use a special grip-enhancing tool? When you're shaking hands with someone, do you feel confident in your grip, or do you worry that your handshake feels weak? Another quick test is what researchers call the carry test. Can you carry 2 full grocery bags from your car to your house without feeling like you're going to drop them? Can you carry a gallon of milk in one hand while opening a door with the other? These everyday tasks are actually great indicators of functional grip strength. Now, if you're testing yourself and finding that your grip isn't as strong as you'd like, don't panic. Remember, I said this was good news, and here's why. Grip strength is something you can absolutely improve at any age. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s increase their grip strength significantly with the right approach. The key is understanding that grip strength is connected to your overall muscle health. When you work on building and maintaining muscle mass throughout your body, your grip strength naturally improves. And when you specifically work on grip strength, it often leads to improvements in overall strength and stability. Think about people you know who've maintained their strength well into their later years. Farmers, mechanics, craftspeople who've worked with their hands their whole lives often have remarkably strong grips even in their 80s and 90s. They've been unconsciously doing grip strength training their entire careers. But you don't need to take up blacksmithing to improve your grip strength. There are simple, practical ways to work on this that fit easily into your daily routine. The beautiful thing about grip strength exercises is that they do not require a gym membership or expensive equipment. You can work on your grip strength while watching television, talking on the phone, or even while taking a walk. What's particularly encouraging is that improvements in grip strength can happen relatively quickly. While building overall muscle mass takes time and patience, many people notice improvements in their grip strength within just a few weeks of consistent practice. And those improvements translate into real-world benefits almost immediately. Jars become easier to open, carrying becomes less of a struggle, and that confident handshake returns. The connection between grip strength and longevity goes beyond just the physical. When you maintain your strength, you maintain your independence. When you can open your own jars, carry your own groceries, and handle daily tasks without assistance, you preserve your sense of autonomy and confidence. This psychological benefit is huge for overall health and quality of life. Research has also shown that people who maintain their physical strength, including grip strength, tend to stay more socially active. They're more likely to continue participating in activities they enjoy, more likely to travel, more likely to engage with friends and family. Social connection, as we know, is crucial for mental health and longevity. There's also emerging research suggesting that grip strength might be connected to brain health in ways we're just beginning to understand. Some studies have found correlations between grip strength and cognitive function, memory, and even the rate of brain aging. While we don't fully understand all the mechanisms yet, it's clear that maintaining physical strength has benefits that extend far beyond just the muscular system. Now that you understand why grip strength is such a powerful predictor of longevity, let's talk about what might be weakening your grip without you even realizing it. You see, there are several sneaky culprits that can rob you of grip strength, and many of them are things we do every single day without thinking twice about them. The first major grip strength thief is something that might surprise you. Chronic inflammation. When your body is dealing with ongoing inflammation, it's constantly using energy and resources to fight what it perceives as threats. This chronic state of alert actually breaks down muscle tissue faster than your body can rebuild it. And where do you notice this muscle loss first? Often in those smaller muscles of your hands and forearms that control your grip. What causes this inflammation? Well, it could be your diet. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, sugary snacks, or foods you're sensitive to, your body might be in a constant state of low-level inflammation. I had a friend, Margaret, who was 68 and complaining that she couldn't open jars anymore. She was eating a lot of packaged foods because she thought they were convenient. When she switched to more whole foods, fresh vegetables, lean proteins, foods without long ingredient lists, she noticed her grip strength improving within just a few weeks. Another hidden culprit is dehydration. Most people over 60 don't drink enough water throughout the day. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, and we often mistake thirst for hunger or just ignore it altogether. But here's what happens when you're chronically dehydrated. Your muscles don't function optimally. They become more prone to cramping, they fatigue faster, and they don't recover as well from use. Your grip strength suffers as a result. The solution is simpler than you might think. Keep a water bottle nearby and sip from it regularly throughout the day. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. By then, you're already behind. A good rule of thumb is to drink water first thing in the morning, with each meal, and whenever you notice your urine is darker than pale yellow. But there's another factor that's probably affecting your grip strength more than anything else. And it's something that's become epidemic in our modern world: lack of varied hand use. Think about it. Our ancestors used their hands for everything. They kneaded bread, churned butter, worked with tools, carried heavy loads, climbed, lifted, and gripped all sorts of objects with different shapes and textures throughout the day. Today, most of us spend our time gripping the same few things: a steering wheel, a TV remote, maybe a coffee cup. Our hands have become specialized for these repetitive, limited motions, and we've lost the diverse strength that comes from varied gripping activities. This is why people who work with their hands, gardeners, craftspeople, mechanics, often maintain better grip strength as they age. The good news is that you can start reintroducing variety into your hand use starting today. When you're walking, instead of letting your arms swing freely, try carrying something, maybe a small water bottle in each hand, or pick up interesting rocks or pine cones if you're walking in nature. When you're watching television, keep a stress ball or tennis ball nearby and squeeze it during commercial breaks or whenever you think of it. Certain common medications can affect muscle strength and coordination. Some blood pressure medications, certain antidepressants, and even some over-the-counter pain relievers can have subtle effects on muscle function. I'm not suggesting you stop taking necessary medications, but it's worth having a conversation with your doctor about whether any of your medications might be affecting your strength. Now, let's talk about some simple ways you can start building your grip strength back up. The beauty of grip strength exercises is that they don't require you to change your whole routine or invest in expensive equipment. You can work on your grip strength while doing things you're already doing. One of my favorite techniques is what I call squeeze and hold exercises. While you're watching your favorite TV show, grab a tennis ball or stress ball and squeeze it as hard as you can for about 10 seconds, then release. Do this throughout the show, maybe during every commercial break or whenever you think of it. This simple exercise works all the muscles in your hands and forearms. Another great exercise is towel wringing. Take a hand towel, wet it slightly, and then wring it out as if you're trying to get every last drop of water out. Do this several times, using both hands but focusing on really squeezing and twisting. This works your grip strength in a different way than simple squeezing, engaging muscles you might not use otherwise. Here's an exercise that's particularly good if you spend time in the kitchen: jar opening practice. But here's the twist. Instead of struggling with jars you need to open anyway, practice with empty jars. Get some mason jars or pickle jars and practice screwing the lids on and off. Start with loose lids and gradually make them tighter as your strength improves. This is functional strength training at its best. For those of you who like to read, here's a simple modification that can help your grip strength. Instead of reading lightweight paperbacks or using an e-reader, try reading heavier hardcover books. Hold the book in your hands rather than propping it up. This gentle, sustained gripping action helps maintain and build endurance in your hand muscles. Gardening is another fantastic way to build grip strength naturally. Digging, weeding, pruning, and handling garden tools all work your grip in different ways. If you don't have a garden, even caring for houseplants can help. Watering cans, pruning shears, and even just handling soil all provide beneficial grip strengthening activities. But here's something crucial that many people overlook: the importance of grip strength balance. Most of us are stronger in our dominant hand, and this imbalance can actually contribute to problems down the road. Make sure you're working both hands equally. If you're doing grip exercises, do the same number with each hand. If you're carrying groceries, try to balance the load between both arms. There's also something called negative grip training that can be particularly effective. This involves focusing on the releasing part of gripping motions. For example, when you're squeezing a ball, don't just focus on the squeeze, focus on slowly, controllably releasing that squeeze. This works the muscles in a different way and can help improve overall hand and forearm strength. Diet plays a huge role in maintaining and building grip strength too. Your muscles need protein to repair and grow stronger. Many people over 60 don't get enough high-quality protein in their diets. Good sources include lean meats, fish, eggs, beans, and nuts. But it's not just about the amount of protein, it's about spreading it throughout the day. Try to include some protein with each meal and snack. Magnesium is another crucial nutrient for muscle function, including grip strength. Many older adults are deficient in magnesium without realizing it. Good sources include leafy green vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Some people benefit from a magnesium supplement, but it's always best to talk to your healthcare provider before starting any new supplements. Vitamin D is also essential for muscle strength. Many people over 60 have low vitamin D levels, especially if they don't spend much time outdoors or live in areas with limited sunlight. Your doctor can check your vitamin D level with a simple blood test, and if it's low, supplementation can make a significant difference in your overall strength and energy levels. There's one more factor that's absolutely critical for grip strength, and that's getting enough quality sleep. During deep sleep, your body repairs and rebuilds muscle tissue. If you're not getting 7 to 8 hours of good sleep each night, your muscles, including those in your hands and forearms, aren't getting the recovery time they need to maintain and build strength. Sleep problems are common as we age, but they're not inevitable. Simple changes like keeping your bedroom cool and dark, avoiding screens before bedtime, and having a consistent bedtime routine can make a big difference in sleep quality. And better sleep translates directly into better muscle recovery and strength maintenance. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates the power of focusing on grip strength. I met a woman named Dorothy at a community center last year. She was 78 and had been struggling with what she called useless hands. She couldn't open jars, had trouble with doorknobs, and had even started avoiding social activities because she was embarrassed about her weak handshake. Dorothy's doctor had told her it was just part of aging, but she wasn't ready to accept that. She started with the simple exercises we've talked about: squeezing tennis balls while watching TV, practicing with jar lids, and making sure she stayed hydrated. Within 2 months, she was opening jars again. Within 4 months, she felt confident shaking hands. But here's what was really remarkable. Her energy levels improved. She felt more stable on her feet, and she started participating in activities she'd given up on. What Dorothy discovered, and what research confirms, is that when you work on grip strength, you're not just working on your hands. You're working on your entire body's strength and stability system. The exercises that improve grip strength also improve your core stability, your posture, and your overall confidence in your physical abilities. There's something else Dorothy did that made a huge difference, and it's something anyone can implement. She started what she called her daily grip challenges. Every day, she would find one task that required grip strength and approach it as a mini workout. Maybe it was kneading dough for bread. Maybe it was working in her small herb garden. Maybe it was reorganizing a closet that required lifting and carrying boxes. This approach is brilliant because it makes grip strength training functional and practical. You're not just exercising for the sake of exercising. You're accomplishing tasks that need to be done anyway, while simultaneously building the strength that will help you live independently longer. Let's talk about one more crucial aspect of grip strength that could be the difference between thriving in your 80s and 90s versus struggling with basic tasks. It's what researchers call grip endurance versus grip power. Most people focus only on how hard they can squeeze something, but equally important is how long you can maintain that grip. Think about carrying groceries from your car to your house. It's not just about being able to pick up the bags, it's about being able to hold onto them for the entire walk. Or consider opening a stubborn jar. Sometimes it's not about squeezing harder, it's about being able to maintain steady pressure while you twist. Here's a simple way to work on grip endurance. Take that tennis ball or stress ball we've been talking about, and instead of squeezing as hard as you can for 10 seconds, try squeezing at about 50% of your maximum strength and hold it for 30 seconds or even a minute. This builds the kind of sustained strength that translates directly into real-world tasks. Another endurance exercise is what I call the farmer's carry. Fill 2 equal containers with water, maybe large yogurt containers or small buckets. Start with a weight that feels manageable, and simply walk around your house or yard carrying 1 container in each hand. As your strength improves, you can add more water to increase the weight. The beautiful thing about the farmer's carry is that it works your grip strength, but it also works your core muscles, improves your posture, and even provides some cardiovascular benefit. It's a complete exercise disguised as a simple walk. Now, let's address something that might be on your mind. What if you've tested your grip strength and found it's already quite weak? What if opening jars is already a struggle and the idea of squeezing tennis balls seems impossible? Don't worry, everyone starts somewhere, and even small improvements can make a big difference in your daily life. If your grip is very weak, start with the gentlest exercises. Instead of a tennis ball, try squeezing a soft sponge, or even just making a fist and holding it for a few seconds. Instead of carrying heavy grocery bags, start by carrying lighter items like a book or a small water bottle. The key is consistency, not intensity. I've seen people who could barely make a fist gradually work up to opening their own jars and carrying their own groceries. The human body has an amazing capacity for improvement at any age, but it requires patience and consistent effort. There's also the emotional and psychological benefit of improving your grip strength that's worth mentioning. When you can open your own jars, carry your own bags, and handle daily tasks independently, it does something powerful for your self-confidence and sense of autonomy. You feel less like you're becoming a burden and more like you're still capable and strong. This psychological boost often leads to a positive cycle. When you feel stronger and more capable, you're more likely to stay active, more likely to social activities, more likely to try new things. And all of this activity further contributes to maintaining and improving your overall health and longevity. Let's talk about one final strategy that can make all the difference in your grip strength journey: tracking your progress. It doesn't have to be complicated. You could simply keep a small notebook and write down what exercises you did each day, or what everyday tasks felt easier or harder than before. Some people like to test their grip strength weekly by seeing how long they can hang onto a pull-up bar, or how many times they can squeeze a tennis ball before their hand gets tired. Others prefer to track functional improvements. This week, I opened a pickle jar without help, or I carried all the groceries in one trip. The important thing is to notice and celebrate improvements, even small ones. Progress in grip strength, especially as we age, can be gradual. But those gradual improvements add up to significant changes in your quality of life and independence over time. Remember, the research is clear. Maintaining grip strength is one of the best predictors of living a long, healthy, independent life. But it's not just about reaching 90. It's about reaching 90 while still being able to open your own jars, carry your own groceries, give firm handshakes, and handle the physical demands of daily life with confidence. Your grip strength is telling you something important about your future health and independence. The good news is that it's never too late to listen to what your body is telling you and take action to improve it. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your grip strength can improve with consistent, gentle effort. Start today. Pick one simple exercise, maybe squeezing a tennis ball while you watch tonight's news, or practicing opening and closing jar lids, or simply making a conscious effort to use your hands more throughout the day. Small actions, done consistently, lead to remarkable results over time. The path to a long, healthy, independent life isn't found in expensive treatments or complicated medical procedures. Sometimes it's as simple as paying attention to the strength in your hands and doing something about it. Your 90-year-old self will thank you for starting today. I'd love to hear about your experience with grip strength. Have you noticed changes in your grip over the years? What everyday tasks have become more challenging? And if you try some of these exercises, I'd be thrilled to hear about your progress. Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might inspire someone else to start their own grip strength journey. If this information has been helpful to you, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps other people who might benefit from this information find the video. And if you'd like more practical health and wellness tips for living your best life after 60, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any new content. Remember, aging doesn't have to mean becoming weak or dependent. With simple, consistent actions like focusing on your grip strength, you can maintain your independence, your confidence, and your quality of life for decades to come. Here's to your health, your strength, and your most vibrant years ahead.